The first time Chris shot up heroin, he was too scared to do it himself, so his friend did it for him when he was 16.
I would shoot up mostly in my feet.
And how many bags a day?
It escalated to almost 5 or 6 bags every time I shot up.
He spent hundreds of dollars a day feeding his addiction.
How could you get that money?
I was stealing money from my parents. I was doing illegal actions with my friends. I've broken into houses. I've done all of the above besides selling myself.
Heroin? My son? Never. How did I not see that?
Did you feel like you lost your son?
Oh, absolutely. I said, you look like Christopher, but you don't act like Christopher anymore.
Chris is now 17 and in rehab full-time at Outreach, an adolescent treatment center. He has survived heroin, but others in his community have not, and these are the loved ones they've left behind.
It's easier for them to get heroin than to get a beer, and it's all over, and these kids are not afraid to use it.
I'm furious. I think the reason why the price came down was because somebody's making a lot of money selling this.
Diane and Robert's daughter Jacqueline was just 24 when she overdosed in her own bed. Susan's daughter Megan, a straight-A student, dead at 22. Dorothy's son Max was 28, and Tara's brother Paul, 19.
How do you even put the pain into words? Can you?
No, there's just a hole in my heart. A part of my heart died the same day, and you just learn to live with it.
Addiction specialist Jeffrey Reynolds says he's seen a 7-fold increase in new patients in Long Island in the past 5 years.
10 years ago, if you used 2 to 3 bags of heroin a day, you were considered a chronic heavy user. For kids these days, that's breakfast.
A crackdown on prescription painkillers has had the unintended effect of pushing more teens to cheaper and more accessible heroin. Here on Long Island, heroin has killed a record number of people in the last 2 years, and heroin arrests by the DEA are up 163% in just the last year. We're on the Long Island Expressway, which has become a main route for transporting heroin from New York City out to the suburbs, and it's gotten so bad that some authorities have dubbed this the heroin highway.
I've been in public health for 25 years, and I've never seen anything like this before. The migration to heroin has been wholesale in nature.
Our children are just like every other mother or father's child, and they're not junkies, and that term needs to change.
There's a stigma, they tell us, that leaves many parents isolated in the battle to save their children.
It can happen to anyone at any age.
Chris is proof of that, but 11 months of rehab have brought him to the other side in the fight for his life.
Did this place save your life?
I feel that it did. I put myself in so many circumstances where I could have died. Now being able to say that I have different ways that I can manage my emotions besides getting high, it makes me very happy and excited to go through my future.
A future he'll begin in a week when he completes treatment and faces the challenge of staying sober.
He says this place saved him.
It did. It saved us, too.